everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie B and this is Series Sunday, the day where I talk about books that are in a series, or TV series or film series, but at the moment it's books, and I'm currently reading the Cassie Sewell books by CJ Box. This is book 5 of the Cassie books, though there were 3 books before that I started, which were the Big Sky collection, which were the introduction to a character in the Cassie Sewell series, in the first one, called Cody Hoyt. Yeah, so this is book 5 of the Cassie books, so let's get up that blurb. Where are you, blurb? Where are you, blurb? Why can't I find you? There we are. Investigator Cassie Sewell is headed to Anaconda, Montana, in search of a slippery con man who has disappeared somewhere in the Treasure State. A wealthy California divorcee has accused him of absconding with her entire fortune and wants Cassie to find him and get it back. Anaconda, a quirky former copper mining town, is the perfect place to reinvent yourself, and as the case develops, Cassie begins to wonder if her client is telling her the truth. Between searching for the con man and investigating rumours of buried treasure somewhere in the vicinity of the town, Cassie has her hands full. He's done it again. It says typical time to read is 5 hours and 47 minutes because it's 289 pages. I feel like I don't normally see that when I get the... To be fair, I finally figured out where to find the blurb on Kindle. Yeah. This has 4.5 stars based on 6,911 reviews. People like CJ Box. Oh, I've never looked at the author picture before. That is not what I expected. That is what CJ Box looks like. How have I never seen this picture? How? No, that's not what... I don't know what I had in my mind, but that was not it. Where's my front cover? Where's my front cover gone? There we go. Your front cover. This was so interesting. It wasn't your typical murder mystery. There were deaths in it, but the main mystery of it comes to a poem with treasure that's been hidden and a man that has been swindling women out of their millions. And I'll admit, as things started to come out towards the end, I was slightly ahead of Cassie. I saw where it was going before Cassie did, so I'm sure other people probably will have done as soon as things started to get explained. So at the beginning of the book, Cassie's private eye offices are broken into, and you do find out who breaks into it, and you find out it's all related to a poem that has been written on the walls of a pub. I say the wall, it's like a big whiteboard that originally had like the menu and the specials on, and then a poem was written on it, and now that poem has been making its rounds because it implies a treasure that needs to be found. And so you see Cassie investigate essentially 2 things in this book, because once she finds out about this poem, she is called by the person who claims to have written the poem, using a bit of a disguise on their voice, basically saying, you know, everybody's looking for this treasure, but I am now employing you to see if you can find me. But then Cassie is also called by a woman who says that she gave her money to a guy who claimed he was doing a startup business, and once he had the money he ran. And then you realise there's a pattern, because originally the person who wants to hire Cassie hired a different private investigator who went missing while working and trying to find this person. So Cassie actually becomes more invested in finding out what happened to the private eye rather than finding the guy who was the fraud. But it's all tangled up in it. It all comes back together again. So while Cassie is trying to find out what happened to the private investigator, to the PI, because of what he was searching when he went missing, it all comes back together again. So the reason that she was employed by the women in the first place in regards to the fraud and this man, by looking at the PI, she's able to find all of his previous research leading up to him going missing. She's able to use that information to find out what happened to the PI while also finding out what was going on in regards to his investigation and the fraudster. So, yeah. It feels like a lot happens in this book, but you are also seeing Kyle again, who was a couple of books back, because he drops in looking for the treasure. It's so good, it's so good! after I finished Cassie, I mean, it does make references to the pandemic. I don't actually know if there's any more books in this, or if this is just the most recent one. Because it says copyright took 2022, so there's a good chance that this might actually continue. Because it's not like Cassie's story's completely wrapped up. But yeah, because like the very first book of it, with Back of Beyond, which wasn't the first one that I read, but Back of Beyond was 2011, The Highway was 2013, Badlands was 2015, Paradise Valley 2017, Bitter Roots was 2019, and Treasure State was 2022, so there is a chance that there might be more in the Cassie series. It's just that at this point I'm up to date. I'm still loving Cassie as being the heart of the story. You're still seeing her relationship with her mother, and seeing her relationship with her son and her son's relationships. Because her son Ben is older, it means that she can get him involved a little bit more, and she uses Ben to her advantage at certain points in this story. But it is just such a good mystery. I mean, it's still fairly dark. It doesn't feel as dark as the others because of the treasure hunt, which is essentially the main point of this story. It just, with the other ones being quite dark in regards to the Highway books with the Lizard King, I've realised there's a thing for CJ Box of taking important people. It's that whole thing of don't trust the higher-ups. That seems to be a theme for CJ Box, where people who are in charge might not be the good people that you think they are. And so there's definitely a pattern there, especially in this book, because it always comes back to corruption. And I kind of love it. Yeah, there's always corruption somewhere in there, and that is very much part of this story in Treasure State. And the fact that it's called Treasure State for where it's located, but then there's also the heart of this one is a treasure hunt. I liked the duality of the title there. I do like a clever title. I really do. Where it applies to more than just one theme. Just like, oh, this encompasses a lot, this title, more than you think that you know. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I really like seeing Cassie and Kyle back together again. You've seen Kyle grow up over about 3 books, and the fact that he is growing up, because when we first met him we found out he suffers from a mild case of fetal alcohol syndrome, which means that his mother drank during pregnancy, and so there's that whole thing of people struggling to understand him. He's a bit of a mumbler, he struggles to enunciate, but in this book you realise he is grown up, he is an older teenager now. Was he in his 20s? I swear there's a moment of him. No, because he doesn't drink. I'm trying to work out how old he is in this book. I want to say late teens, early 20s he is in this book. And he's out by himself. He checks in with his grandma every so often, but at this point he is independent enough where he has worked on his speaking to the point where more people can understand him. He is off on this mission to find the treasure by himself, and so it's really great to see Kyle's independence in this book. I really, really enjoyed that, and seeing Cassie support that. Yeah, I'm just... Is there more Cassie? Bring it to me. Bring it to me, please, because I'm really enjoying this series. It's Treasure State, CJ Box. There's no tagline on this one, it just has small... I believe they're called blurbs. They're like the mini reviews. Publishers Weekly starred review said, excellent, box has rarely been better. And Booklist has put the dominant mystery thriller author of the Mountain West. There we are. Great book cover. Great story. Really keeps you in. Real page turner. If you like a good mystery, go for it. There is a bit of a murder mystery in there as well. But yeah, if you like stuff about like greed and corruption and that kind of thing, it's just, yeah. Ticks all my boxes. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video. And obviously I can't go any more with this one at the moment with Cassie, so might just have to find a new series to start. Or shall I start binge watching again? But yeah, so thank you, and I will see you next time with another video. Mwah, stay safe everybody, love you all, bye!